going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the DC Collectibles DC Essentials, the Cheetah, or Cheetah just for some of you hardcore fans. Really excited to have Cheetah here in the packaging. What we're going to do now is take a little break, get her open up, and then we'll have a better look at Cheetah. So stay tuned, everyone. And so here we have Cheetah posed and out of the packaging. Unfortunately, Cheetah here does not come with any accessories, which I feel it's a completely missed opportunity. You could have easily given her a head that has her fangs showing, maybe some fists, but I don't know why they don't give us any other accessories. These are not really cheap figures, and they refuse to give us accessories. I don't know why DC Collectibles just does that. But anyway, with that out of the way, guys, let's actually move on to her details. And so here we have a closer look at Cheetah, and even though I was a little harsh on the figure for not having accessories, I think she more than makes up for it in the amount of detail in the figure. Now, I'm not saying it's perfect, but there's some things that look good, and then some things that could have been done better. And let's actually walk through it really fast. You can see Cheetah's face sculpt is really beautiful here. They did a really good job sculpting her face as well as painting it. I would have liked to see an angrier expression where she has her fangs showing, but as it stands, it's still a really beautiful face sculpt, and it's really rivaling Wonder Woman's face sculpt, which I think they did a really good job on that one too. You can see she does have the pointy ears. Her hair is really nicely done, and it is a soft plastic, so it will get out of the way. But I really do like the way it comes over her face. I don't know why, it just gives her such a beautiful aesthetic to it. Her hair is done in this brown plastic, and there is a little bit of a wash. I don't know if it's darker plastic or if it's lighter plastic with a darker wash. I can't really tell, but they did a really good job with it, and it looks really good. You can see even on her face she has some spots painted, which look really good even on this side. And again, the hair does get out of the way. Moving on to her actual costume, if you want to call it that, you can see she does have a necklace right here, which does tend to ride up, but it does sit really well, and it's sculpted and painted pretty well. She has this really nice light color going on her stomach, and then you can see it does fade into a darker brown right here. So I really do like that. And just the amount of detailing in the spots. These spots actually look a lot like cheetah spots. Now I know that jaguars and cheetahs have really similar spots, but this actually does a really good job capturing how she looks in the comics. You can see the spots do go all the way around her arm, and you can see right here on the inside of her arm she has a lighter, almost tan color, and you can see it translates really well right here on her arm. I would have liked to see that same amount of detailing go into the hand, because the hand is normally a lighter color than your actual, well, the inside of your hand is actually a lighter color than the outside of your hand, so I would have liked to see them continue that detail. But it's still a really good paint job. There's just some things about it that are lacking, like the lighter palms. Her palm should really be the same shade as the inside of her forearm right here, going down to her hand. I don't know why they ignored that detail, I guess to save money. But you can see they do it really well going at the bicep, going all the way down to the wrist, and then we get no paint on the hand. We get paint on the outside of the hand, which I'm not complaining about, but no paint on the inside of the hand. I do like the fact that her claws are painted. That's one detail that they could have missed, but I'm really glad they didn't. She is wearing a belt, and it is a loose appliance, and it does mimic her necklace where you have, I'm guessing those are bones, claws, wrapped around her belt, which look really good. She is sporting a tail, which has articulation, and it's painted pretty well for the most part. It does have some articulation, and we'll get more into that when we actually talk about her articulation. You can see her legs are really done well, although there is an issue with the legs I need to address. I feel like the left leg is the way the leg is supposed to be. You have the lighter shade on the inside. It's just on the inside of the thigh. You can see on the outside it's not as prominent. and then going onto the leg. We don't really have that, but we seem to have it in her feet for some reason. Her feet do seem like they're a lighter color right here. Now onto her right leg, if the camera will focus. They completely missed the paint right here. You can see how it's lighter right here on the inner part of her groin. You can see right here on the right side, it's really not there. What looks like happened is that they got it further back. So if you try to line them up, you really can't unless you rotate her leg all the way in like that, and then it finally matches going right here. But doing that, you rotate her leg at a really awkward angle. So that's a really big paint error on mine, and unfortunately there's really no way around it. It's just the way it was designed. So with that out of the way, let's actually get it compared to a few other figures you may have in your collection. And so here we have Cheetah posed next to a DC Multiverse Superman and a Marvel Legends Cyclops. Here we have Cheetah posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. And finally, here we have Cheetah posed next to the Essentials Wonder Woman, and you can see Wonder Woman is just slightly taller than Cheetah. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually move on to Cheetah's articulation. And she does have the standard Essentials articulation for a female figure. If you don't know what that is, let's actually run through it really fast. She does have a ball joint in the head, so she can look up and down slightly. We don't really get any head tilt because her head sits really low on the ball joint. We do have a swivel in the neck, and the hair is made of a really soft plastic, so it does get out of the way so it doesn't hinder articulation, which I really do like that. She does have a hinge in the neck, which lets her look down all the way. She can look up all the way, which is surprising, seeing as how Wonder Woman had just as much hair, but she couldn't get her head looking that high up, so maybe it's because her hair is softer, I don't know. It is a little bit loose on mine, but it's nothing I can live without. Her arms are on ball joints. They do go out to about that far on each side. Now, I was struggling with this arm. When I got her out of the packaging, this arm would not move, and it was really fighting me, but I did seem to get it loose now. It's not loose as in it won't hold weight, but it is moving around now, so that's a good thing. Swivel at the bicep. She does have a double bend in the elbow, and it does go almost all the way to her shoulder, which is pretty good range. Swivel and hinge at the wrist, no issues there. She does have a mid-torso joint which goes to the side really well, rotates, goes back quite a bit, comes forward quite a bit, so that's really good. No articulation at the waist, but her legs do kick forward to about there, kick back, they go out all the way, and she does do a perfect split. She swivels at the thigh, double bend in the knee, works pretty good. Swivel at the calf, and then we have a standard hinge here in the ankle, which is a really good thing. You can see it goes forward and back pretty well. It goes back all the way, forward all the way, and it rotates. It's not a forward-facing pin, so we don't get rocker ankle. Moving on to her tail, it is just a bunch of swivels, but the swivels do work. You can swivel it going up and like that, and then we get a really good little profile with the tail like that, or you can just swivel it out like that. So overall, those swivels do work. I would have preferred a hinge of some kind, but the swivels are perfectly okay with me. But other than that, that's all of her articulation. So what we're going to do now is take a little break, get her posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the Cheetah pose for my final thoughts. Overall, I really do like the way this figure came out. For the most part, the paint is done really well, although the right hip piece could be painted better, and some paint on the hands would have been nice. But the fact that they paint the claws on both her hands and feet is a really good detail that a lot of other companies would have missed out on, so good job remembering the claws are separate paint. But other than that, I still think this is a really nice figure, although, as you can see from the way I have her posed, I think it would have been beneficial to give her like a snarling or an angry expression, because she just doesn't look right pouncing with a neutral expression. Other than that, I think she's a really nice figure, and she'll go good with all your essential figures if you've been collecting the line. Like I have been. I was lucky enough to pick up my Cheetah from Asylum Comics, so a huge shout out to Asylum Comics for getting this out to me so I could review it for you guys. Now, if you are picking up Cheetah and the rest of the Essentials figures, depending on where you get them, they will run you anywhere from $25 to $28 per figure. I picked mine up for $25, which is a pretty good price for this figure. If you're a fan of Cheetah or Wonder Woman, you're going to want to have her in your collection. And with that being said, guys, I'm King of Dragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, go check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other DC Essential videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. And while you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.